What's going on, guys? Welcome back into the film room. Today, we're going to take a look at Ed Oliver against the Detroit Lions. He finished the game with 2 total pressures, 5 tackles, and 5 stops. He led the team in stops and really was the best defensive player and the best player overall in this game. On this play, he's not making a tackle. He's not going to show up in the stat sheet. But look how he plays on the Lions side of the line of scrimmage. On the snap, you're going to see him get hand leverage right there, and his helmet and eyes are in this hole right here. But as that lead back leads through outside here, you'll see him change leverage, put his helmet in that hole, and that penetration and that power by Oliver forced that cutback. So this is a good play by him, forcing the cutback and having his teammates pursue, but it's a play that won't show up in the stat box. All right, here's another play from Oliver that is not going to show up in the stat box, but shows how polarizing he is. On the snap, on the 2nd and 2 play, look at the center. The center is sliding to Oliver. Oliver's penetrating upfield. That center is helping that guard. That leaves guys on the backside, Daquan Jones and Von Miller, one-on-one. So the offensive line's not sliding to Von Miller off to the left. They're sliding to Ed Oliver. And that allows Daquan Jones to get the sack here, because Daquan knows that with the center sliding away from him, he has a two-way go, and to this gap or to this gap. He does one hell of an arm over right there, and he's able to bring down Goff for the sack. On this play, the Lions are running a zone run away from Oliver. So Oliver's right here, but he stays in the play. But I want you to watch as I slow this down. On the snap, and the Lions are running that zone run this way. You see everyone taking their steps and footwork to the right. The left guard right here is punching out, and what he's supposed to do is get a piece of the shoulder blade of Ed Oliver so that it knocks him back to this left tackle to get better leverage. But watch the hands of Oliver as that left guard tries punching out. Right there, slaps it down. Quick hands. Obviously, he's explosive off the ball. He's putting his body into that B gap immediately and then chasing the ball down from behind. All right, so on the very next play, it's 2nd and 8. So after that run stop to a 2-yard gain by Ed Oliver, he forces a fumble on Jamal Williams here and then recovers the fumble himself. But watch him on the snap. So on the snap, he knows that he's going to get some type of combination. They're working a combination to the linebacker. So as the ball snapped, Klein flashes to the right side of the screen. So this guy has to pull off. But you can see that Ed Oliver was able to get the rip in there so that he could hold down his gap right here. But the running back is already committing outside, and somehow Ed Oliver sees this, and he's able to disengage from that blocker, and Jamal Williams is cutting outside. Here comes Benford to make the tackle. He's going to spin back inside, assuming that Dodson got washed down and that gap would be open. So it's not a bad play by Williams. He's going to right there spin back inside, but he's spinning right back into Ed Oliver. Ed Oliver lays the lumber, forces the fumble, finds the ball, and recovers it. Just an amazing play from Ed Oliver here. I don't know how he tracked the ball, but he disengaged, tracked the ball, forced a fumble, and recovered it himself. 1st and 5 situation here. Ed is in a wide 3 technique to the right side of the Lions formation, and he makes another tackle, another play where he's minimizing the gain. Again, on the snap, plays with good pad level, leverage, hand placement, peeks right there into this gap and realizes and recognizes that the running back is cutting it back. He disengages and makes a tackle. So good job winning hand placement, winning first touch, peeking into the gap, which the running back is reading. Hey, if his eyes and helmet are in that gap, I'm just going to cut it back up inside. But when he does, Ed Oliver is there to meet him. 1st and 10 situation here, a play where the Lions get 7 yards, but I want to show you the effect that Ed Oliver had on this play. He is the reason that they bounce it out wide. So right there, you see it's a stalemate. Not bad off the snap, but then watch the power by Oliver and him push that guy back right into the running back. Now the running back is able to bounce it out here to get that 7-yard gain, but that's because Mike Love blows his assignment and doesn't play with gap integrity. But that was still a good play from Ed Oliver. He is consistently playing on the opponent's side of the line of scrimmage. Again, stalemate off the bat, but then watch him push that guard back into the running back. And if Mike Love stayed in his gap, this is probably a minimal gain. Everyone is gapped out here. Ed Oliver's basically playing two gaps here. So this play is probably bottled up, but instead it goes for 7 yards, but not because of Ed Oliver. On 2nd and 2 in the low red zone, the Lions quite possibly would have had a touchdown if it wasn't for Ed Oliver's quickness off the snap. So the Lions are trying to run a man beater concept here, and they're trying to get it to the running back here in the flats, who's matched up versus Dotson, not the best coverage guy out there. And he's open, but because of the explosiveness from Ed Oliver, he beats the block and causes the incompletion. You can see that wide receiver, that running back, had a step on this play. But Ed Oliver, again, disruptive. Now, it looked like there was some type of blown protection here, but his awareness and explosiveness off the ball get him upfield and by that blocker, number 70, and right into Goff's face, who I believe is going to be rolling out to the left, but he's unable to because Ed Oliver shuts it down. 1st and 10 situation. We're in the second half now. 9:55 in the third quarter. This is a tackle for loss from Ed Oliver, and it looks like it's a blown play. The center may have snapped it too soon because you can see there are a couple guys still not out of their stances. But either way, Ed Oliver is operating off the snap, and he gets in the backfield and tackles the running back for a 5-yard loss. So 2 plays later, we're at 3rd and 15, and this is the safety from Ed Oliver on Jared Goff. And it was a good play from top to bottom, not just by Ed Oliver, but by the defense themselves. So coverage on the back end was great, and it really forced Goff to hold on to the ball as they tried to push it down the field. But more importantly, Leslie Frazier puts Daquan Jones head up on this center. And that's important because that occupies that center. It doesn't allow that center to go help the guard here. So on the snap, Ed Oliver gets under the pads of that guard and starts driving him back. That guard is so overwhelmed, he cannot get his hands inside to double under to anchor versus power. He's like 6'9", 6'10". So you know Ed Oliver has the leverage once he gets underneath the left guard here. Oliver continues to push him back, and that guard looks to right here drop his body weight and anchor, but watch his knees buckle as Ed Oliver smells blood in the water. Right there, you see the knees buckle. Ed Oliver is at the doorstep of Goff, and he's able to bring the quarterback down. So great explosiveness off the ball, getting under the pads of the guard, and using that natural power and strength to drive that guy back as Jared Goff and the Lions looked to pass the ball down the field. All right, first down here. Watch Ed Oliver and even Daquan Jones. Jones has been phenomenal this year. Watch them close down the rushing lane here on this play. Right here. You see there's a gap right here. And honestly, Jamal Williams could just hit that and get north and south. But look at the helmet and eyes of Daquan Jones. Look at the power from Ed Oliver to compress that gap. And that forces Williams to want to bounce it outside. But then here comes Milano. Watch Milano's agility on this play and working around the block of the left tackle. Right there, scrape down the line of scrimmage. The gaps close. And Matt Milano is able to make the tackle thanks to some really good compression of the gap from Daquan Jones and Ed Oliver. 2nd and 5 for the Lions in the low red zone. Oliver doesn't get the tackle here, but does a great job of holding the point of attack so that his teammates can rally and make the tackle, specifically Daquan Jones. As that combination block unfolds and dissipates, he's able to make the tackle. But look at the bench press right there, then the leverage to disengage, get back under the pads, hold the point of attack, again, close the gaps down so that the teammates of Ed can make the tackle. Late in the game, 2:01 on the clock in the fourth quarter. 5-yard gain here on this power run, but one hell of a play and tackle by Ed Oliver. So The offense working a combination block on Ed to the backside linebacker Klein. But watch Ed Oliver. He sees that slam block coming. That guy's trying to knock him over to the guard so that the guard can maintain leverage. And then he's going to wall off Klein. But watch Ed Oliver. I don't know how he even sees the ball here. I think he just recognized the concept and the entry point of the running back. As that left tackle goes to pick up Klein, Oliver regains his footing. And you can see he didn't lose much ground after that initial pop. Right there, he regains his power and leverage and then is able to find the ball and make the tackle. So, yes, a 5-yard gain, but really good recognition from Oliver as that deuce block between the guard and tackle dissipated. He's able to track the ball and make the tackle. I think we can all agree that Ed Oliver deserved a turkey leg on this Thanksgiving Day. As a pass rusher, he was explosive, powerful, and overwhelming for the Lions' offensive line. As a run defender, it was all the same things. He played with great pad level, he played with power, and he did a great job of tracking the ball and minimizing gains on those plays. So, as I said at the top, I think Ed Oliver was the player of the game on Thanksgiving, the number one player. Not Josh Allen, not Stephon Diggs. I think he was the best player and number one player for the Bills on Thanksgiving. If you like this breakdown, please get to cover1.football, subscribe to our premium content, become an insider. And if you like the breakdowns like this each and every week, get to the Cover One YouTube channel and subscribe, share, like, and comment to help us all at Cover One. I'm Erik Turner. We'll see you in the film room next week.